welcome everybody. This is episode 3 of Crystals and Coffee.
Woo-woo!
Yes, it's been a couple weeks, so excited to be back. I know we've been just at Thanksgiving and my birthday. I got this earring from Mia.
Just one earring. I haven't finished the other one, okay?
It's really pretty. So she still has to finish the other one, but as you can see,
She's starting a trend.
I am. But today we have a special guest.
Hello.
Welcome.
I'm Chelsea.
And we're really excited to have her. I wanted to have Chelsea on here because, well, we met at NUNM and we totally hit it off. We're definitely soul sisters of some sort.
Sure.
Our spirit animals are very similar. She's a whale, I'm a dolphin. So
very important thing
It
to
all
know about
makes
us.
You guys are friends in the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
It only
We've
makes
been hanging
sense.
around in past lives together.
Yeah, we're in pods and stuff. But she recently has created a new planner. So I want her to tell more about it before I say anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I have it here, so I figured
Let's show the
Let's go through the deets.
Yes.
yeah. So this is my planner. It's called It's All Cycles, and I basically created this planner. It really is a product of my own journey with just my own self-healing and specifically related to hormones and just like female health. So it's a planner that you can track your menstrual cycle alongside the moon cycle. Here, I'll flip to a page so you can.
Oh, it's so cute.
Isn't it?
Here you go. You might not be able to see it on there, but they can see it.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to see more of it, at It's All Cycles on
There we go.
Instagram.
There you go.
Yeah.
Woo.
Look at that cute planner. Got to show off the camera.
Cool. So yeah, let's see. I have a lot to share about this. So I don't know
Please.
exactly where you want me to start.
Start
but
from the beginning.
Let's start with like what originally
Yeah.
gave you the idea to do this.
Yeah.
So you said your own self-healing.
Yeah. So like I basically from our nutrition program, from our life cycles class, I was like, we learned a lot about the female reproductive system, and I realized how much I actually didn't know about it. And like, just like learning about all the different hormones that are going on in our own bodies, and like, wow, there's so much that just like mainstream health media just isn't really talking about. So that really prompted me to just dive deeper into that. And when I did, I just started aligning with other parts of my life, including the moon, which I've like always been very connected to. And yeah, so I just wanted a place to like understand how to track my cycle. I think that like most people are like, it's easy to just talk about like our periods, maybe like the few days leading up to it, but there's actually so much going on within our bodies throughout the entire menstrual cycle. So yeah, I just wanted to learn about that, and I'm still learning about it. And like that's why I say it's like a product of that process, just because I was like, oh, I want to be able to track these things. I want to be able to really know what's going on with me. And I felt like I didn't really have a good resource. I was like, well, what if I just made one? And then it's like, I'm going to make a planner. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm making a planner. It just kind of happened. There's a lot of like information. The first 30 pages, the first 30 pages are just about the moon and a little bit about astrology, a little bit about female hormones and menstruation, a little bit about, there's a place to like write out your birth chart.
Cool.
I love how you put here like what each of the planets mean, that they mean in your astrology, because so many people have no clue.
Yeah.
What?
I feel, and all of these things, like, I'm just trying to, I think I personally am just trying to like make sense of all of these different factors between astrology and menstruation and, just my own body.
Totally.
It's very much like a place, the purpose of this planner is so like women can have a place to just strengthen their intuitive knowledge about themselves. So
I love how you mixed, or you blended both of the menstrual and the moon cycles, because that's so much what our cycle is about.
Totally. Yeah.
That I think a lot of us don't even realize, especially growing up in mainstream knowledge of our menstrual cycle, that it's not supposed to be by the moon, but
Yeah,
it's
no,
so connected
there's
to the
totally
moon.
a huge link there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I was
magical.
like mind blown when I first realized that the way I was feeling, like, so I'm very aligned with the new moon as far as like I menstruate with the new moon, and a lot of women do, but obviously there's no like one way to menstruate, and but many women like menstruate with the new moon and ovulate with the full moon, and just kind of thinking about that on an energetic level, it's like menstruation for me is usually a time for like I don't really want to talk to people, and I kind of just want to rest, and maybe I feel pretty like reflective and introspective, and that's like associated with this new moon kind of energy, like setting intentions, a new cycle starting, and then full moon, it's like higher energy, you know, ovulation, release, like literally releasing of an egg, and, so there was just so many like things like that have just been so eye-opening in the last few months. Just creating this, I feel like I was learning about it as I was creating it a little bit, so it's been fun.
I also like that there's a place to do like reflections and intentions, so it kind of uses like your natural feminine process with your spiritual work, whatever you're doing. So like I like that you have, what are you grateful for, what did you learn this month, so it's a way to like keep track of how you're growing as a person along with what's happening along like with your physiology.
So cool. It's so important because that mind-body connection is
I feel like I could learn so much.
I know. Should we start planning now?
Ready for 2019.
So you said this kind of just all started happening and then you flowed into it.
Yeah.
But I remember a few weeks ago you were like really in the thick of it, where you were like, I put myself basically in your apartment, I think, and you said I'm just working on this for what was that process like?
Yeah, I mean, like, so I started this in July just with the idea of like, oh, maybe this is something that I can create, and I didn't really realize what it would evolve into at the time. And then after I got back from Burning Man, I was like, I just want to do it. Like, I have no more fears.
Yeah, you're
like,
so full of ideas and inspiration.
Exactly, you know. So after that happened, I came back, and basically September and October, I've had a lighter term. I'm in school right now. So, I pretty much have just been, it was like me and my computer for those 2 months of just like in it. So it's been interesting to kind of like, now that it's finished, to the transition into like putting it out there, and it's like a whole different process of like something that I'm just really just kind of going for, and like don't really know what I'm doing sometimes, it feels like, but I'm just like making it work and figuring it out, and so
that's like half the battle is like going into something like this and then realizing there's so much to learn, and you're learning on the job essentially.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's really scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then for a lot of times for me, like when I try to do like bigger projects and then I come against that phase of the project, I just give up.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Really common.
Yeah,
totally.
And like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, and then
like, help you.
Totally, yeah, and I definitely feel that, and I think like I definitely can be kind of stubborn sometimes, and I'm just like, this is not going to be one of those things. Like, I just really wanted it to be not one of those like half-finished projects that I like, because I have a lot of those. So
same. So what is a favorite section or favorite thing that you created in this planner that you really like?
That's a good question.
The creator's favorite.
You know, actually, I think my favorite page is something that's not in this version, because this is the
yet to be seen.
Yeah, because I'm the final version. Hopefully, fingers crossed, is getting printed any day now by my best friend Steve.
Yes.
And so I actually have this page that I created that's kind of explains things as far as the 4 different phases of menstruation and the 4 phases of the moon cycle, relating it to the 4 seasons of the year. And I think that page just like kind of explains it in a more simplistic way, because like I had such a hard time like synthesizing all the information about women's hormones and then trying to put it in a way that is just
kind of
easily
simple.
accessible. Pretty simple. So that definitely like took me the most time. But I think that one page that I'm talking about is is kind
I'm
of
excited to see it.
synthesizes all those things.
Yeah.
So in terms of resources, like where can you talk about that process, like gathering the information and then kind of like breaking it down for people?
So some of my like I used a lot of just like naturopathic doctors, like public information. Like my favorite is definitely Dr. Jolene Brighton. Yeah. And there's a few other like Dr. Northrop. There's a few others that I've just been trying to like gather the information that they put out there and make sense of it. Also a little bit of my like notes from school, and then a lot of intuition, honestly. Like, it was, I tried to just be as intuitive as possible, and also just like I don't know, I don't hate it, but like I really don't like when planners have like so many like prompts and things that are just like, okay, like it's overwhelming. So I really wanted to make space for people to kind of like do what they feel is right for them. So yeah,
that's really nice. Yeah, I want to see my birthday next year. What phase the moon's gonna be in?
That's a good question.
Let's see. November 21st. Oh, I like the mid-month check yourself too.
Yeah,
so nice.
That's kind of fun. Yeah, so I wanted like it to be a little bit journaly, or like some space to journal sometimes. So yeah, every month at the halfway point, there's a place to just kind of check in.
Mercury retrograde ends the day before my birthday.
Nice.
That's nice.
Freedom.
I think, I don't know why you've made it now, but like no one's ever thought to really like put together the astrology like this in a way, because it's just so helpful to have it all in one place.
Totally.
Instead of like looking from other resources.
And
like
and that's the thing, like I was trying to like track my menstrual cycle, like always know what moon phase we're in, like what retrogrades are happening right now. I'm just like so overwhelmed. I just wanted to have some structure to it. So
so what moon is
that? So you're gonna be in a waning, you have a waning like third quarter moon.
What does that mean?
It means, so a new moon is coming up in a few days after your birthday. So you're like approaching that like newness.
That newness of me. I'll be 29.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's weird.
Wow.
That is weird. Almost 30. What's yours?
Let's see. July 28th. Do you feel like you know a lot more about astrology now after like doing all of this?
Yeah.
You can speak to each sign.
And I made a little in the first part where there's some more information, I kind of broke down my meaning or what I've made of each sign and kind of those energies.
I'm the same as you.
You are? Cool. We're twins.
Wow.
Sunday. My birthday's on a Sunday next year. Who
Mine
knew?
is too, actually.
And any retrogrades?
Well, it's in the beginning of every month. You can see.
Cool.
Let's see. So yeah, July, actually there's a ton of retrogrades happening next July.
I'm fucked. I'm totally fucked.
Read them all off.
Well, you got a sun in Cancer and Leo, Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde in Sagittarius, Pluto's in retrograde in Capricorn, Saturn is in retrograde in Capricorn, and Neptune is in retrograde in Pisces. I'm fucked! Everything's in retrograde.
So the whole cosmos is in retrograde.
Yeah, I realized, I think that the beginning of 2019, there's like not a lot of retrogrades. So you will find some like peacefulness, maybe there'll be some order, and then like from June on, it's just chaos again. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what do you see the future for you, or is it too far ahead to think about that, or have you thought about like down the road anything else you want to do with it?
For sure. I mean, I definitely like want to continue to make this in the future every year, and I already see like next year going so much more smoothly, or just like some of the like this has been very much a learning process. So even the fact that like I don't even have the final planner on me right now, and it's it's December tomorrow, so like there's been a lot of just like real world things as far as like printing and shipping and all these like little decisions that I'm going to be starting in like August of next year instead of November. So but other than that, I mean, I want it to I don't know. I'm excited to like have people use it and get some feedback and find out what works and just like adapt it from there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to use it.
Yeah, me too. And what were like the biggest takeaways that you want people to learn when they use this? Like what do you hope that people will gain from using this?
Yeah.
You're great.
You're great.
You guys are
She's
great.
like, my heart is
Oh my god.
too much cute.
So cute. Biggest takeaways. I think some of the big themes are self-love and intuition and just like expansion of self. I feel like it's like a big theme for 2019 for a lot of people.
And
I've like heard you talk about that.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. Like it's happening.
Expansion of self.
Yeah.
A lot of people, just with the way the planets are working right now, a lot of people are kind of like going through some big changes from now until basically the spring. I saw an astrologist. I really trust her.
Wait,
if any of you are in Portland, you have to go to Psychic Sisters. On Alberta, and
I'm gonna go there today.
Do you remember the name of the woman who owns the?
Oh gosh,
she's amazing. She's an astrologist with like she's been studying astrology for 10 years, and she's also a card reader and an intuitive. And she had some amazing wisdom, and she's there. I think she's there on Sundays during the day.
Oh.
We should all go.
We should go.
Cool.
Yeah.
I really want to go there.
Yeah. But it was really powerful just to like know what was going on in my specific chart, because it really helped me understand like why I was in certain situations that I was in. And then on top of that, I love the way she explained it to me. The way she explained it is she does tarot because it gives you some insight into the present, like what's going on presently. And that's why she likes that. She loves to like channel that energy, but she wanted something that helped you understand the future. So she started studying astrology, and she said what she likes about that is because she's able to tell people what's going on in their future and then give them these dates. Like this is happening right now, but this is going to happen then. So then you have this thing to like aspire to or work towards. And what she told me that really helped is she kind of said like, I'm in a transitional place and I've been working on raising my vibration, but I'm coming up against like some old stories and wounds, and like they're presenting themselves in people and relationships and situations all over the place. And that like April, May 2019 was a time where I'm going to kind of evolve out of that. Very cool. So then it gives me this timeline to like really work on raising my vibration to a place where I'm like kind of ready to meet myself.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, my highest self.
I love that.
I love astrology.
So that was cool. Yeah. And it's such a great tool.
It is. And like for your planner for you to include, you know, the preview of each month just helps people know how to work with that energy.
Totally.
I definitely don't think it's like this end all be all sort of information,
it's
but
a tool,
it's so useful to know like what planets are there for you to utilize and what to be aware of.
Yeah.
Like if you have all those planets in retrograde, it's probably a good month to just like be chill, like not
make any big decisions.
Yeah. Exactly. Just be an observer.
No decision July.
No decision July. Exactly.
I mean, when planets are in retrograde, that's what a lot of astrologists will say. Just kind of wait to make any big decisions.
Yeah. I like to think about the first two letters, the RE, to like it's a time to like reassess and to realign and to kind of reorganize.
Right.
But not necessarily to like put those things into the world, but kind of as like an internal reassessment.
I like retrogrades.
Me too.
I think.
So they can be transformational.
Yeah.
They can bring things to light for sure.
Yeah. Bring things to the surface.
What I like about this is I always feel like there's things going on in the cosmos, and I'm absorbing them from people around me and from the internet and people that I follow on Instagram, but I don't have it all like laid out. So I love the idea of this because I'll be like, oh, there was a new moon. Crap, it was last night. And then you can still kind of ride the wave of new moon energy days after. But I like that this is all mapped out. Yeah. And there's even room that I could put my homework. So I can kind of like, or just like small things so that I'm constantly turning to it and like reminded and just flip it open.
Yeah, it's a place to like organize your daily to-dos also, for sure. So cool.
Well, I cannot wait.
We're excited.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to share about it?
The one other thing that was kind of going back to the hormone stuff is this page here. So at the beginning of each month, there's the monthly cycle awareness page. So like, just, you know, if you're
yeah.
on this journey of like trying to find balance with your hormones, it can be really overwhelming, and just a place to kind of track like what's going on. You know, if you have a lot of cramps, or if you like break out at a certain time of month, or if you're like hunger or digestion or emotions or productivity, like any of it, you can kind of just track what's going on, and then just look for patterns and stuff. And it's kind of aligned with the moon and the phases of your cycle. So,
and that's a great way of practicing self-love, because it kind of gives you this way of knowing your body more, so that when you have those times where you're experiencing like struggles, or you're not as productive, or you're tired, then you can show yourself love and just accept that that's where you are.
Right, exactly. Like learning that like during my luteal phase, like right before menstruation, that my estrogen is dropping, and I'm probably not going to be as social, and I kind of just want to like curl up and cry, and like just kind of accepting that and like honoring that has been so transformational. Because in the past I would try to like resist that, or be like, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I feeling this way? And just having that understanding,
suck it up.
I feel like can be so empowering for women. And that's definitely another big theme of like what I want this to be, is just like empowering for women to like know what's going on with their bodies.
That reminds me, could you explain really quick the seasons with the cycles of the menses? Because I think it's really cool.
Sure, yeah.
I love
super cool.
That.
So like, you have menstruation, which, so to say that's like the start of the cycle, and that's associated with winter. It's like kind of a Chinese medicine model, but associated with winter and like solitude and downtime and rest and reflection, maybe some planning, and the new moon. Then you go into spring, which is your follicular phase, which is when you're like building your egg follicle in your body, and your springtime, it's like you kind of have this boost of energy usually, and
you're like attractive,
you're like excited, and
get me pregnant. That's what it was. It was like springtime.
It's a very fertile, fertile time
for everything.
But then like summer is like the peak of that, right? It's like the highest energy, ovulation,
blazing hot days.
Things are hot and steamy, and and then you go into the fall, which is associated with the luteal phase, which is like kind of going back down a little bit, and just just like letting go, preparing for another cycle, starting to reflect a little bit, maybe like some mental creativity, or just more inward thinking. And that's associated with the like waning moon, and spring is with the waxing moon, so it's like growing towards fullness, and then it's like waning away from.
It's all connected.
So it's all connected, and it's so crazy awesome to like just think about it in that way. It's been really life-changing, honestly.
I love that.
I think it's really empowering to realize that everything's connected. Like, it gives us so much more insight.
For sure.
And it's really beautiful.
It is beautiful.
So this is a way to connect with nature, you guys.
And yourself.
And yourself.
And your cycle, and for all females to be empowered by knowing their body and not giving that power away to whoever. Because once we stand in our power, then it's like, watch out, world.
Totally.
We're girl gang, like Carly said.
Girl gang, yes.
I can't see if anyone's saying anything on either of our lives.
I think they
I realized
are.
that
Jasmine,
I just want to know if anyone has questions, but cool. Does anyone have questions on there? Or is everyone just waving?
They're waving. Let me check over here. Jasmine's waved at us over here.
Cool. We got a thumbs up.
Oh, sweet. Well, people have questions. Let's leave comments.
Why don't you tell us where to find you?
So you can find me on Instagram or on Facebook. I prefer Instagram. I just think it's more user-friendly for me.
Let's keep it simple.
It's All Cycles. Follow me on Instagram, and then I also have a website, and you can order your planner now.
Order now. This is also a great gift for your friends.
Such a good gift. Oh my God, it's so original.
I was like, I would love to get
this. This is what you're all getting this for Christmas.
No surprises here. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. And like Chelsea said, check her out. It's All Cycles on her IG and her website.
We love you.
Love you guys.